Thought I'd come out here with the sheep and show you what I've got with this feed bale here. Maybe a month or so ago, I came out and I showed you a bale and how we wrap these cattle panels around it to keep the sheep from wasting so much feed. And I ran out of hay the other day, and so I got one from my neighbors, kind of like it was a cheap bale, and you can see why it's so cheap, because it's full of sage grass. And then they weren't eating that at all, so I went and got a new bale. Anyway, this whole cattle panel thing has worked out really good. They definitely eat on this, and you can see they stick their noses in these holes and pull out the grass from the middle. But they're doing a pretty good job, but they're not eating that stuff there at all. Anyway, I thought I'd come out here today and just talk to you for a little bit and enjoy some time with the sheepies. They'll come back over here and wonder what I'm doing in a minute. We got a bunch of little lambs that were born recently, and we just finished mating some of the other females. But I'll sit here amongst the sage grass and chat with you for a minute. I saw a video today. Oh, look, here comes one. Hi there. Hi there. She's just gonna stay here with me and hang out. I'm gonna sit here amongst the sage grass. And anyway, so I saw this video today on Twitter, and it was this high school student who was playing his Nintendo Switch inside of his classroom during school time, and the teacher took it away, walked out of the classroom, I guess to take it to the office or turn it in, and the student just got up and basically beat her to a pulp, knocked her out, knocked her unconscious, and just started beating her on the floor. And other teachers ran to help, and I don't know what the condition of the teacher is. If you found out, leave a comment below and let me know how that teacher is doing. But it's like, parents, you guys are the ones to blame for this. I know. And she's like nudging the phone. It's like, where have we gone as a country? It's like we have raised a bunch of heroin addicts. These devices, they give dopamine hits to kids, and we wonder what happened. You can't take these devices away from the kids. They're addicted to them. And have you ever seen what happens when you take a heroin addict off of their dope? They basically rebel. They get violent. They get disagreeable. And that's what's happening to these kids. It's absolute insanity. The media has done a fantastic, and I'm not talking about the news media. Media in general, media in this country has done a fantastic job of making a bunch of zombies out of people. People who aren't curious, who aren't interested, and who are not involved. That's what we have done. We have created a nation of people who are not interested, not curious, and not involved, because we're addicted to everything that the media feeds us. Whether it's video games, I've seen firsthand what happens when you try to take a kid who's addicted to video games or their device, and you take them away from that. They get violent, they get loud, they get argumentative. People think that my kids aren't sociable. My kids aren't socially adjusted. No. Your kids in the public schools are the ones who are freaks. Look at this. This is what happens. If you don't think your kid's addicted to his device, try taking it away from him. Well, Zach, you're on your device right now. Aren't you addicted to your device? Here's what I've done today since I got up at 6:30 in the morning. I have baked a loaf of bread. I have cooked a 24-pound turkey. I have made a green bean casserole. Oh, and I've made a video for you, and I've done some client work on my computer. You don't get all of that done if you're addicted to any of your devices. I got too much crap to do. But the media has got you so addicted to everything it feeds you. The media has done a fantastic job of making you into a bunch of zombies, a bunch of people who are uninterested, uninvolved, and you don't care. You're not even curious about life. You're not even curious about the things the real reality of life. Like these sheep right here. All they want to do is eat. Look at this mama over here. She's about ready to pop. This is real life. I love it on my homestead because I do the things that I produce things. We produce things. I did that video the other day where I was talking about gold and silver and the new Missouri law, Senate Bill 100, where they were trying to make gold and silver legal tender and protect it from confiscation, and to make it preventable so that no company out there can force you to make payments in CBDCs. A lot of states are doing this right now. And I had people leave comments. And listen, I know it's not your fault. But the reality is, you are a bunch of people who have no idea. I had one guy leave a comment that says, well, what keeps the government from just, making that gold worth zero, for pricing it at zero? Gold will never be has never and will never be worth zero. See, this is the result of the media. The media has made you believe that gold is worthless and that silver is worthless. The reason they do that is because they are controlled by a Federal Reserve that sees gold and silver as money and a competitor to the money that they make. And so they've made it something in your mind that is worthless. It's not, that can be not, it's just a shiny rock. Do you know how much effort and time and money it takes to get gold out of the ground? You have to get giant trucks and these mines who will basically haul these huge pieces of giant ore out of the ground and then run them through crushing machines. You know how much energy it takes to run those machines and to get that ore to those machines? And then you have to get that dust and you have to make a slurry with it, and you have to process that gold out of that slurry. And then you have to, once you've done that, you use chemicals to refine it even more. And then sometimes, like I think even in Canada, they have a process of electricity where they run it through to process that ore even more, and finally to smelt it down into bars, and then to smelt it down into coins. Do you know how much time, money, and energy it takes? How much earth ore it takes to get 1 ounce of gold or silver? Of course you don't, because no one's ever taught you that. But that's why it's worth money. She's just sitting here chewing her hay. That's all she cares about in life. That's the good stuff. That's the bad stuff. Anyway, my point being is that you have been lied to your whole life about what is real. That movie, The Matrix, you've been living in a dream world, Neo. If you think gold and silver is not, it can never be priced to zero, because it takes too much time, money, and effort to get it out of the ground and to process it into what it is. You have no idea of history. This country economically will fall. And it will revert back to gold and silver. The people, the governments, it happens every single time, over and over again throughout history. I'm just trying to get you ahead of the curve. But there will be people out there who will give all these reasons. Well, the book of Revelation, it says they threw their gold and silver in the streets. That was on the day of judgment. Yeah, gold and silver won't matter anymore on that day of judgment. But until that day, gold and silver will matter. Absolutely, it will matter. You will still need to pay your bills. And fiat currencies, over and over again, have always gone the way of the dodo bird. Every single time, without fail. But the media has done a fantastic job of lying to you and causing you to believe a different reality than what you are actually living in. You're not interested, you're not curious, and you're not involved. How's that? Hey, is that pretty good? How you doing there? Hi. Yeah. Are you ready to pop? Yes, you are. You're ready to pop. I can see. Yeah, you got some babies in there. The next few days, I'm going to be taking one of these little baby lambs. And I'm going to be slaughtering it and taking a part of its stomach to make cheese. Because you see, that's how cheese is made. That's how cheese has always been made. And don't tell me, oh, well, they can make plant-based plant-based rennet now, Zach. Okay. You go ahead and do that. You take that vegan plant-based stuff. I'm going to use the real stuff. What you do is you take apart a lamb, you take its stomach, it's divided into 4 parts. You take one of those parts, it's one certain part of that stomach of those 4 parts, and that contains an enzyme which will curdle milk. And that's how you make cheese. That's how you make cheese. And so I'm going to be doing that Sunday or Monday, probably Monday, on one of those baby lambs. You have to do it when it's a lamb because it still has the enzyme in that stomach to be able to process that mother's milk. That's reality. You guys are used to buying your cheese at the store. What if you can't buy cheese at the store anymore? Have you ever made cheese with a baby lamb? That's how cheese is made. Normally today it's made with calf enzymes, calf rennet. But it's not made. I have some people who leave comments, well, is that made with pork? No, it has to come from a ruminant animal. A ruminant. Are you a ruminant animal? Yes, you are. You're a ruminant. You're a ruminant. We're all a bunch of ruminants. All right, guys. I just thought I'd jump in here and just go on a rant a little bit. I feel a little ranty the last few days, and I don't know why. Yeah, hi there. Yeah, you're just coming over to check me out. Yeah. They see each other on camera. What is that? What is that? Is that you? Yeah, that's you. I'll let you go and let the sheep get back to eating. They love me. They know who the shepherd is. Actually, it's my son, Joshua. He's the big shepherd. Yeah, hi there. Hi. Hi there. They're just checking out my beard, see if they want to chew on it. See if she'll chew on it. No, you don't want my beard. All right, don't eat my beard. All right, guys. Hey, check out our merchandise, teespring.com. I know the orders are behind. Teespring has said they have a supply chain issue, but they are getting orders shipped out. It's just taking them, I think they're about 3 weeks behind, guys. So if you want to get our Stupid Should Hurt shirt, you can get over at teespring.com. Please be patient. They are shipping them out. I'm sorry for the delays. I'm looking for an alternative. I have some alternative ideas on how to get some of these shirts made. I'm going to be doing a couple of speaking events this year, and I will be bringing those shirts with me. So if you come to visit me at some of these speaking events, I will have those shirts on hand. You can get those just buy them from me directly when I go to those speaking events, and those will be published later. So, all right, say goodbye. Goodbye. See you next time on the Homestead. Bye. Alexander the Great. Did you know when he died, his body was placed in a coffin made of solid gold? Decades later, Ptolemy X and Cleopatra III stole the coffin and gold artifacts just so they could pay their war debts. Germany, at the time of World War II, stole all of the gold they could get their hands on, and much of it still today has not yet been accounted for. You see, all throughout history, when times get tough, people, either good or bad, seek real wealth. They turn to gold and silver. The central banks and Wall Street cheerleaders would have you believe that gold and silver are just shiny rocks with no real value. But did you know that central banks around the world have for the last year been buying record amounts of gold and silver for stockpiling? Stockpiling for what? What do they know that they're not telling us? Genesis Gold Group is a proud supporter of an American homestead. They help people get out of locked-in 401ks and IRAs into something that's real, physical gold and silver. If you're going to be locked into something, it might be a good idea to talk to Genesis Gold Group about being locked into something physically vaulted instead of just a piece of paper that at the end of the day is just that, a piece of paper. It's a clear surety that our economy is headed for turbulent waters. The nation is currently over $31 trillion in debt, and Congress keeps spending money and the Fed keeps printing it. That does not bode well for anyone keeping and saving money in savings accounts or paper-denominated assets. Call Genesis Gold Group today, this instant, or visit them online at genesisgoldgroup.com. They can put together a strategy that's right for you. And be sure to say that you heard about them from an American homestead. Hey guys, did you know you can become a patron of an American homestead? They get access to private videos, and we send them gifts from the homestead that we make here on the homestead. And we also enter our patrons into special giveaways that are only available to them. And before you go, please check out these other great videos. Go ahead, click. Oh wait.